Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I am going to be looking today at the meeting that Harry and Meghan are apparently, allegedly demanding with Her Majesty the Queen. Whether it's going to be a Zoom meeting or whether they are going to Zoom over for the meeting, we don't know. But the news has broken today that they have made this demand, that they want to meet with Her Majesty the Queen, and palace aides are shocked, stunned, and have as yet not responded to the demand. So I want to know what's on the agenda, or the hidden agenda with this meeting. I'm using my normal Rider-Waite tarot deck, and I have got 10 questions for the deck. I am going to be asking about the energy. I'm going to be asking about the 3 people involved, what their feelings are, and then I have got 5 possible scenarios, 5 possible subjects that they could be raising with Her Majesty, and then an outcome card, and I will go through the 5 possible subjects when I get to those cards. I have set my intentions with the universe. The universe knows what's going on. I have written down the questions. I have them on a piece of paper here next to me. I won't show you because it's just a horrible scribble and you don't want to see that horrible scribble, but I assure you that the universe knows what is on my mind. So here we go. 10 questions, this meeting. Every day a new outrage with these 2. I have a long list of questions that I really want to be getting to. I also want to be looking at Princess Charlotte and Lilibet and their personalities. I haven't got to that yet. I'm actually also waiting to see if Lilibet actually appears in the flesh or even in the plastic or silicone. And before I do that reading, I'm waiting to see. But anyway, just to let those of you know who have been asking me about that, I did a Where's Lilibet reading, and it's number 7. If you go way back on the Wayback Machine, you'll find it as number 7 of my royal readings. So, bit of a strange looking spread, but as I said, the universe knows what I'm asking here, so hopefully it will give me some interesting answers. And very interestingly, and I know people are suspicious that maybe I pull this bottom of the deck card out from a secret stash somewhere, but I promise you I don't. Underneath this deck is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. 3 of Pentacles is literally the meeting card. How interesting is that? Deck is definitely telling we're on the right track today with this reading. 3 of Pentacles come out in the reverse. Yeah. Don't get a good feeling about this meeting actually going ahead, but let's see. Lack of cooperation and lack of meetings. They clearly haven't been able to meet with the Queen. However many times Harry's PR, or shall we say Meghan's PR, pushes out a piece. Oh, they met countless times when he was over for the statue, when he was over for the funeral, blah, blah. I don't think there's been a meeting at all. And of course, this is just my opinion, and this is just a tarot reading, and this is just for entertainment, and please form your own opinions. But that is what the deck is telling me as the underlying energy. So we'll let it sit over there, and let's look at the energy around the situation currently. Wow, the Tower. I saw the Tower come out when I was shuffling. I don't know if any of you caught it in the corner, the left corner of the camera, but the Tower all fall down. This is a catastrophe for Harry and Meghan. They're Megxit, and the Tower card really is Megxit. There it is, the lightning bolt, sudden, shocking exit, the crown falling, the Tower, the 2 figures cast out of the Tower, down they fall, really to their ruin. And they're in dire straits. This is telling me right out the gate that this is desperate. This is desperate times for them, that they are not in a position of strength at all, that they're going cap in hand to the Queen, and obviously not even to the Queen. They don't have direct access to her. This request or demand, allegedly, has been made to aides. It's not directly to the Queen herself. She's being shielded from them very clearly. Angela Kelly, and they are in big trouble. Try not to laugh. Harry, This is Harry, this is Meghan, this is the Queen. The three people involved in this situation. There's this row. These are the 5 scenarios, the 5 subject matters, and this is the outcome. Just so you know where we're going with this rather peculiar looking reading. Harry's motive, Harry's intentions. What's up with Harry? The Lovers in reverse, another major arcana. Oh dear. Dear Queen, I made a big mistake. I made a bad choice. The Lovers in reverse is a bad choice card. It always looks like it's about relationships. It's not really the Lovers card. It's really about choices that you made. Do you stay in the Garden of Eden? Do you leave the Garden of Eden? He left the Garden of Eden to go with his lover away from that safe place, that lovely place, and where everything was abundant, and he was so sheltered and protected, and somebody polished his shoes and didn't make him wear those horrible brown things with that crumpled grey suit and or a hired tuxedo, as it looked like he was wearing for the GQ awards, and his pajama bottoms underneath the tux. Anyway, back to this card, the Lovers, not happy in his relationship, and not happy with his life choices, and not happy at being separated from his Garden of Eden, his royal family, his safety and his security and his abundance. A very unhappy card, that, especially as it sits next to the tower or beneath the tower. Wow, things fall apart. Things fall apart literally for Harry. And his lady wife, what does she want? 5 of Pentacles. Wow. We did do that Money's Too Tight to Mention reading. I can't remember what number it is. A recent reading. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice as I say this. 5 of Pentacles. Wow. She's feeling the pinch there. She's spent all her money. She's blown her budget on PR. I did that reading too. They have run out of money, and they're out in the cold, and they're really feeling it. There they are, the two of them. Harry was on the crutches, and she leading the way there, barefoot, into the cold, away from the stained glass windows, away from the royal palaces and chapels and all the wonderful things, out into the wilderness. She has led him into the wilderness. This whole thing here is telling me it's very much about the ruin that has befallen them since Megxit. But she is really feeling left out in the cold, and she wants back in. She wants back into the royal family. Don't doubt it for a second. She wants to go back. Having had her taste of freedom, turned out not to be as wonderful as she thought it was going to be, led her into financial ruin. She's being shunned left and right. Nobody bothered about her birthday. Nobody invited her to other birthdays. She hasn't been invited to any of the wonderful events that were stacked up for September. How does the Queen feel about all of this right now? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And that is the Harry card, of course. The Knight of Pentacles is the earth sign, the prince. A knight is a prince. The prince has fallen off his horse. The prince has been a fool. The prince has ground to a halt his journey, his venture that he was setting off on. He was going to make his fortune. Laugh, laugh. Harry set off to make his fortune. It's like sending your child to school on the first day with their little backpack. In my days was a little brown suitcase with those nice little snappy, they weren't buckles, they were nice little latches that snapped open, and then your little brown suitcase, and there was your packed lunch and your juice bottle. Sending him off to school the first day with his new shoes, well, his old shoes in Harry's case, and wondering what's going to happen to the child, wondering and dreading. And this is what has happened to poor Harry, who allegedly has some developmental issues, and the knight has fallen off his horse and landed on his head and dropped his pentacle. So she is very worried about her grandson, as any grandmother would be. And so that is her concern. She is worried about Harry. Harry has reached the end of his road, seemingly. So now, the issues that could possibly be up on the agenda, or be on the agenda, let's get our prepositions right here. christening for baby Lilibet, the as yet to be seen baby Lilibet. I did that reading, Peekaboo, Where's Lilibet, number 7, way back in the mists of time. And my understanding from those cards that I did, and this was quite at least a month ago, it could be more, 6 weeks ago, can't remember, she was on her way to them in Montecito from that reading, as far as I can recall. So allegedly, my opinion, let me hasten to add, just my opinion. So are they trying to score a christening, a royal christening? And of course, there are a whole bunch of babies waiting for royal christenings, and apparently it's got to be a bit of a traffic jam or a bottleneck. There are Zara's had a baby, Eugenie's had a baby, Beatrice is about to have a baby, and then there, of course, is this mystery baby, Lilibet or Lily Diana. So are they looking for a christening? Well, they're working on it. They're working on it very seriously. And why do they want this christening? Because of money. Of course, my opinion is it looks like they might just have made a deal with a magazine or a Netflix or somebody to film it, document it, sell the rights, photo, spread in a magazine. They need the money. They need that christening. They need that christening. They need to look royal. They need to look like they belong. So they're working on that. So that's definitely on the agenda. Very much so. And frantic plans. Apparently, allegedly, the others, the 3 girls I just mentioned, are all sitting waiting to see what goes on with this before they can make their own plans. Isn't it nauseating that this brat who has fallen off his horse and landed on his head gets to hold them all up and gets to make his choice and gets to be the one prioritized, and the girls have to wait? And this is exactly what's happened with his wedding. Eugenie had to shift the date, remake all her plans, cancel the reserve the date cards and send out new ones so that the brat could get pushed to the top of the queue as ever and get his place first in line, but not actually first in line, 6th in line and rapidly going down. Good. Next question is Christmas at Sandringham. Christmas at Sandringham, oh yes. Oh, please, 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 can we go to Christmas at Sandringham? We promise we'll be good. Can we bring the children too? They're the little darlings. Because there is, I mean, goodness me, that's Sandringham in the background, is it not? That stone, the garden, there they are. And all sweet, it's the past, it's reminiscing. I want to go back to when things were lovely and safe, and we all pulled crackers, and we caroused, and we did whatever they did, and it's old Yuletide kind of celebrating there. Definitely want that. Definitely. Harry at least wants that. Please, can we please invite us, please, and let us back in. Let us back into the past. The 6 of Cups is an interesting card because it can just literally mean going back to the past, thinking about the past, reminiscing, feeling sentimental about the past, reconnecting with people from the past, reconnecting with family, old friends, that kind of thing, old lovers even. But it can also mean, and some people read this card like this, not being able to go back to the past. So there might be a sense that much as Harry would like to do it, he knows that he can't, or the Queen will simply say, not welcome. Or somebody will say, an aide. No room at the inn for you, my friend, and your 2 plastic dolls. Allegedly. So the next question here, I'm having to check my list because I'm getting so carried away with this. This question here, the middle one, is do they want an apology from the Queen for the racism allegedly that occurred towards Meghan Markle? And she was so upset about, and Omid Scobie wrote, they haven't recovered from the horror of it all. 6 months have gone since the Oprah Winfrey interview when they made these loud claims of racism, and they haven't been able to move forward from the drama, and no one has yet, meaning the Queen, taken accountability for this or done anything. So do they want the Queen? This is a Meghan question, obviously. Maybe a Harry question too. Do they want the Queen to apologize? 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is, of course, the royal family and all their abundance and their wealth and whatever. And it could be that as the head of this family there, if you can see, on the left, in the middle of this card, is a white-haired lady, the Queen, who is the head of this family, this royal family, this institution, that they want some form of acknowledgement from the head of the family. And because there's 10 of Pentacles there, they could want some pentacles from her for this, whether it's a symbolic gesture, give money to a charity. And I saw that in a reading I did a while ago, can't remember which one now, but they want this. They want some kind of gesture, they want some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of money to a charity or something from this white-haired old lady sitting there, who is the head of this family. So yeah, I'm getting, so far, these 3 questions are all looking like ticking. Yes, check the boxes, check the boxes, check the boxes. So these 2 questions are Netflix related questions. Now, the first Netflix related question is, does Prince Harry want access to the royal palaces and castles and whatever for his Invictus Games documentary? Apparently, he has been banned from using royal premises to film, and Netflix wants him to use posh-looking premises so that it has the needed gravitas and royal connections. Otherwise, why bother? I could actually get someone charismatic to present the documentary and make it more fun and dynamic, but old Ginger has got to be in it, so he might as well be sitting in a palace. And apparently, they're trying to get private residences, fancy residences from aristocrats, and they're all saying no, because of course they don't want to defy the Queen. Why should they? She is their ruler. So is that about it? 5 of Swords in reverse. Harry's feeling the pain here from all this conflict that he has caused and all this drama that he has caused with the royals, and he wants it to stop. He wants to make peace. He wants to get past this. It's not an apology card. Don't mistake the meaning of this card at all. There's no hint of an apology in here. He just wants to put that behind him and get past it so that he can get what he wants, in my opinion, of course. And so that I think he's feeling embattled with this card, with this 5 of Swords, fighting all around the block, fighting with the royals, probably fighting with Netflix. He's feeling stressed. The 5 of Swords is a mental conflict card, that you are constantly obsessing about something, and it's exhausting, and that he wants it to stop. So it does look as if it could be on the agenda. And the final Netflix question is he trying to get an interview with the Queen for Netflix? Because apparently, rumor has it that he has promised Netflix access to senior royals, and there was the Kate documentary with Meghan, which was shot down immediately. There was mention of Prince William doing something, which was shot down immediately. And so last but not least, interview with the Queen. Is Harry trying to persuade Granny to do that for him? Not going to succeed. World in reverse. If he wants that, he hasn't got a hope in hell of getting it with the world in reverse. That's a failure. That's a very public failure. Nope, absolutely not. You left. The world is an ending. End of a chapter, something completed. If in the upright, it's a successful completion. You go out into the world, you go public, you go large. In the reverse, you went out into the world and you failed. And that is your bad luck. And Granny is not going to sit down to an interview with you after all that you have done to betray and disappoint and break her heart. Really, no. So however much Netflix might want it, and however much you promised Netflix, ain't gonna happen. These things, what was this one? The christening, they're working on it. No guarantee it's gonna happen. Sandering him, they would really love it, or Harry would really love it. No guarantee it's going to happen. Racism thing, 10 of Pentacles, they really, really want this one. 10 of Pentacles, no guarantee. Access to palaces for Netflix documentary on Invictus. Harry really wants to end the fighting to get this one. This is a no. Absolutely no. No interview with the Queen. And what is going to be the outcome? Is it going to be an interview? What is going to happen? The Moon, hidden. So if there is, I don't think we're going to know about it. We're not going to hear about it. It's a lot of suspicion in this card, a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt. There is doubt and suspicion on the side of the Queen. It's major arcana. What do they want from me? There are the two dogs barking up at the moon, and it's as if the Queen herself is there in the moon, that face. And she's already, I don't like to say this, but I'm going to say it because it's what's come through. She's already kind of disappearing into the sky in this card. And there they are, these dogs baying at her, wanting, well, it's a dog and a wolf. And which is an interesting combination for Harry and Meghan. Harry the puppy dog and Meghan the wolf, my opinion. And there she is. And she's behind those castle gates, really, through those towers, distant, remote, looking down on them. And they're barking and baying at her and howling at her, wanting. And she's retreating from them. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a meeting. Too much fear, too much suspicion, too much distrust, too much that's obscuring things. And she is really disappearing and retreating, and however much they bark and yap and carry on and nag, I don't think they're going to get their wishes. That a crayfish or whatever it is crawling out of the water there, snapping and carrying on with its claws. And so things rising to the surface, the shadow aspect rising to the surface there, being projected, of course, in this card. It's all your nasty stuff that rises, all your hidden, repressed things that rise. So she knows, the Queen looking down from the moon down at them knows that their agenda is self-serving. It's motivated by greed, by their own selfish needs, by all their dark shadow stuff. She knows, and I doubt very much she's going to give in with this card and with this Three of Pentacles in reverse as the underlying energy. So that is what has become rather a long reading, and I apologize for that, but I hope you found it interesting. I certainly did, and I'll see you on the next one.